Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steph Curry's trainer explains why Warriors guard looks as strong as ever. We haven't seen the top yet. Is Stephen Curry feeling that mythical power known as old man strength? I ran that question by Curry's personal skills and conditioning trainer, Brandon Payne, because how else do you explain that a 36-year-old athlete seems to be reaching a new level of physical performance? Curry scored 36 points 2 games ago against the Oklahoma City Thunder and 37 on Tuesday against the Dallas Mavericks, 2 wins for the Golden State Warriors in which Curry seemed to overpower weaker foes, especially at the end of the games. Payne laughed at my suggestion. Fine, I'm used to that. Payne has been pushing Curry to higher heights since they got together in 2011 and is an expert in human physical performance. Even Payne admits to being impressed with what Curry is doing in this, his 16th NBA season. I was watching him against Oklahoma City and I was thinking, man, he looks really big. He looks really strong, Payne said by phone from North Carolina, where he operates Accelerate Basketball. There's some of that old man strength in play. The thing is, physically, he's in the best position he's ever been in. More for you ex-Warrior Klay Thompson awash in adoration in return to Chase Center. Klay Thompson's return to Chase Center for the first time as a Golden State Warriors foe. Warriors made the right call in deciding to move on without Klay Thompson. Ex-Warriors guard Klay Thompson made a stirring return to the Bay Area on Tuesday night. I hate it when people say that, because it means you weren't doing your job before, but that's not the case with him. He's just continuing to get better and better and better, and at this age, it's quite remarkable. Also remarkable is that Curry seems to be strongest in crunch time. On Tuesday against the Mavericks, Curry took over the game at the end, scoring the Warriors' last 12 points. He hit his game-sealing night-night three-point jumper over, and in the face of, Derek Lively too, who is 7'1" and 20 years old. Curry is the game's best closer, a sign of superior strength and stamina. Last season, he received the Jerry West Trophy as Clutch Player of the Year, and he has the same thing going this season. Curry's night-night special Tuesday against Dallas stirred memories of the iconic photo of Curry at last summer's Olympics, drilling a jumper over the reach of France's 7-4 Victor Wembanyama. In the gold medal game, Curry hit his game-sealing three-pointer over 2 defenders, 6-7 and 6-8. The trend is to attack Curry with taller defenders, but it's not working. Maybe the Mavericks should have guarded Curry with Kyrie Irving sitting on Lively's shoulders. If Curry really is stronger, and Payne should know, it's not because he got bigger over the summer. Curry hit 200 pounds a few years ago and has stayed there, not varying by more than a pound or 2, lording his self-discipline over the rest of us. Klay Thompson said his Achilles tear might have been the result of dropping into a pickup game when he was 10 pounds overweight. That will not happen with Curry. When he hits 201, his inner scales set off warning sirens. Curry continues to defy physical logic. Playing for the U.S. last summer should have been physically taxing, but it was light exercise for Curry, who wore down opponents in the last 2 games of the tourney. In the gold medal game, he drained 4 three-pointers in the final 3 minutes. Worse for Warriors foes, Payne contends, the Olympics provided Curry with mental exercise, adapting to international play and new teammates. 2 shocking preseason Warriors predictions that are now legitimate. He may be coming off 2 of his quieter games of the season, but not even the most optimistic Golden State Warriors fans could have expected Buddy Hield's production through the first 10 games. Despite coming off the bench and averaging less than 25 minutes per game, Hield has been on a tear shooting the basketball early in his Warriors tenure. The 31-year-old is currently averaging 18.0 points on 50% shooting from the floor and 48.8% from three-point range, having also added 4.3 rebounds and 2.1 assists per game as Golden State jump out to an impressive 8-2 start. Hield's shooting was always going to be important in the wake of Klay Thompson's departure, Yet few could have foreseen just how important and impactful the veteran sharpshooter would be. Well, actually that's not true, with a couple of analysts providing what were initially hot takes on what Hield could do. In a poll of ESPN experts in August, Hield received 3 points as the player most likely to become an All-Star for the first time this season. Given the voting system, either one analyst had Hield as their most likely player to make an All-Star team for the first time, or multiple experts voted him as their second or third choice. It was truly shocking that anyone could predict that a player entering his 9th season, at beyond 30 years of age, who was always destined for a bench role, could become an All-Star for the first time. There's no doubt that it's still highly unlikely, yet Hield's candidacy as an All-Star has already generated conversation. You'd have to consider Buddy Hield for the All-Star team right now, ESPN's Tim McMahon said on a recent episode of the Hoop Collective. He's certainly 6th Man of the Year leading candidate, colleague Brian Windhorst said, to which McMahon responded, "I mean, that's not even a conversation at this point." Perhaps McMahon was the person who predicted Hield to make his first All-Star team. He should rightfully be taking a victory lap if so. Speaking of 6th Man of the Year, Stephen Noe of the Sporting News predicted Hield to take that award at the start of October. While not as outlandish as the All-Star prediction, Hield certainly wasn't among the top 3 candidates heading into the season. Now he sits alongside Peyton Pritchard as the 2 leading favorites through the first 10 games. More important than the individual production, Hield's form is impacting winning and proving to be a huge aspect to Golden State's strong start that surprised many across the league. Early NBA draft buzz links Warriors to explosive athlete. The 2025 NBA draft class is expected to be one of the best classes of all time, and the Golden State Warriors own their own pick, meaning they can get in on the action. The Warriors, despite employing Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and other veterans, have a solid young core of Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Tracy Jackson-Davis, and Brandon Podziemski. However, with an elite group of rookies coming into the league next year, Golden State might be able to land a franchise player. While the Warriors, who are currently one of the very best teams in the NBA, will miss out on the top players like Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey, and Dylan Harper, there is plenty of depth to the 2025 draft class, and a recent mock draft by the Sporting News has the Warriors landing a stud. With the 14th pick, the Warriors select McDonald's All-American guard Jaleel Bethia from the University of Miami, FL. In 2 games so far for the Hurricanes, Bethia has averaged 11 points, 1.5 steals, and 1.5 assists, and has shot 37.5% from three-point range, which is quite good for the NCAA, although he is expected to be even better. Bethia is one of the very best athletes in the draft class and uses his 6'4" frame and massive vertical leap to get above bigger players on the way to the rim. When he can't find an opening, he can just step back and shoot, making him one of the more complete offensive players in the draft class. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jaleel Bethia? Leave your opinion in the comments.